From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
The Ear to There Podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Ear to There, it's time to start the fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I'm your host, Phil Gramlich. I'm also the owner and the founder of Ear to There Travel, which is a Disney-specialized travel agency. It is my job, along with all of the vacationeers on the Ear to There Travel team, to take away all that stress, all that anxiety, and all that time that it takes for you to plan a Disney trip so you can focus on the really, really fun things like having a great time with your family and friends and enjoying the magic. You can listen to this podcast, you can request your free, no obligation quote, and you can meet all of the vacationeers on the Ear to There Travel team over at www.eartotheretravel.com. All right, this is episode number 192 for the week of February 17th, 2020. Now grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. Here to talk all about our top 20 things to watch on Disney Plus. With me is a frequent podcast contributor, a friend, my wife, Amy Liz. Ames, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you? I'm looking very distracted by this rainbow display that you have.
I know. It's very distracting. It's kind of hard to ignore it, though. So
I like it. It's very nice.
We have the new podcast mixer going, and it's hard not to just stare at the darn thing because it's all cool, lit up brightly.
There's every different color.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
And I can change the color
different
too,
levels.
if I wanted to.
You can?
Yeah, all right. People can't see this.
Okay.
So we should stop talking about it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And what people will hear is I have the headphones, so I'll be able to add fun sound effects and stuff to things that you do, but you won't know what it is.
No one will be surprised to hear that I don't have headphones.
Well, listen, it's not a very professional operation in this office, in this studio, right? Like, I thought I had extra headphones today.
Yeah, he was looking, but we did not find any.
We don't have them. So you won't hear the fun sound effects that I use, which is kind of a bummer because they're going to be pretty good.
I know.
Next time we record.
That's all.
Next time we record, you will get.
Luckily, it's just me, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. You don't really care. No. All right, so let's talk about it. Top 20 things to watch on Disney Plus. I have to tell you, this was impossible for me to think of 20.
Because you had
think of 10. Because I had 100.
80, yeah.
Like I opened a Disney Plus menu, and I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this with 10 things.
But you did it.
Kind of. Well, kind of. I mean, I have a list of 10 things that I think you should watch on Disney Plus.
But you also have another list.
Yeah, like I can just keep going over and over and over. All right. So, who goes first? You go first usually?
You usually have me go first.
Then let's stick to that amazing tradition of you going first.
Okay. Well, so obviously, first of all, this is a really fun one because we anticipated, as many of you guys did, Disney Plus coming way before it was coming,
right.
And we couldn't wait, and we kept saying it's going to be such a game changer,
right.
In our house, especially like we always watch things Sunday nights, right? We always, before Disney Plus even came around, we always watched either.
That's weird. It's like the Wonderful World of Disney.
Yeah, it is. We made our own
consciously.
No,
yeah.
But we always either watched a bunch of, like marathon a TV show or watched a movie. And before Disney Plus, especially like the couple weeks before, we were like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for it to be here because it's just going to be endless possibilities. And then right before it, I was like, gosh, I hope we really do feel like that when it comes. And it's still true. I mean, it's been so many months. And
how many months has it been? It came out in November, right?
Since November, right?
January, February. Yeah, it's been 4 months.
I mean, that's a lot.
I had to count on my hand.
I saw that. I wasn't going to say anything. You threw yourself under the bus.
I have a problem with that. I can't count or do math.
No, me neither.
God bless the people that work for me and with me as I try to do the math for their.
It's fine. You have a calculator.
Yeah, every month, that week.
But
You don't get paid weekly. It's
that'd be crazy.
Anyway, go ahead.
But so I think that I just can't get over how many options there really are, especially because they just keep adding them.
It's true.
But I'm equally excited. I was equally excited this past Sunday night to show the kids something from Disney Plus as I was the day that it came out, which is amazing.
Yeah, we I love going back and watching the old Disney stuff like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea,
Right.
Swiss Family Robinson,
And
that
to
stuff.
share it with the kids too is super.
Except when we watched Swiss Family Robinson with the kids,
Oh yeah.
and there's the part when they kind of run ashore, the ship wrecks, and they're all escaping the shipwreck.
Yes.
And the dad's like, just leave the dogs.
Well, and it's
He's going to let the dogs drown.
He
And
was.
Zoe started screaming.
Yeah, she ran upstairs.
She's like, no,
and
no, you
she's
can't
our
leave the dogs.
bravest one, so that's not a good sign.
Anyway,
Lex didn't even come down.
she watched some of it.
I don't think so. I think she was like 5 minutes
And then
out.
Jack was out as soon as like the pirates hit the
Yeah,
island and
he
started
was
like
done.
kidnapping people. He was like, I'm not watching this anymore.
No, but that is actually, no, I'm glad you brought that up. That is a great point to relive stuff from your childhood. And it really reinforces the fact that things are so different on TV that are geared towards kids than they were when we were younger.
It's totally different than what it was when we were younger.
I mean, the things that they said in movies that we watched religiously, they would never say that.
Yeah.
They're not rated R, but definitely rated PG-13 things in all of the
PG
movies.
movies, yeah.
Yes, and
using
shows.
the word stupid is a big one because we taught our kids,
They think
and we
that
have to
that's
get into
a
our
curse.
list in a second. Yeah, they think that's a curse. When people say you're stupid, but that
They're
happens
like,
in old
they
business
cursed
stuff.
in this video, and we're like, well, which curse? And they're like, stupid and dumb. I'm like, oh, that's fine. That's not good. Don't use that, but you can keep watching it.
All right, let's stop with our parenting
Anyway, the
style.
point is, right.
You got to get started with your list.
Sorry,
'cause
the point is
I don't know
that,
how long we were into this episode already, and
sorry.
you're boring me.
My point is just
I'm
that
kidding.
Disney Plus has so many great options. But since you asked me on this podcast once again,
true.
and I like to break your rules, I'm going to just begin with breaking your rule.
Okay.
And so I figured that I kind of know where your mind is with your Disney Plus list, and I don't know how varied it is.
No. That's a
To be
shame.
honest.
Am I that yeah, it's probably true. I'm probably
I
that
tried
readable.
I tried to kind of go a little bit more variety in mine.
What does that move?
So that I know I'm dancing.
You got to explain to the listener what you're doing.
I don't know. I'm like throwing my arms in different directions. But anyway, so I wanted to start with something just for the kids, but the reason I'm breaking the rules.
Mr. Boogedy is your first one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the picture of that looks terrifying. Terrifying.
does.
I don't know what that is.
I've never seen Mr. Boogedy, but I've been told that I have to watch it.
It's in a lot of the categories
It's like a
on our
goblin guy?
Disney
I
Plus
don't know.
thing,
Yeah.
and it's.
All right, so
scary.
get started. Sorry.
So he's not on my list. So what I
Shockingly.
have, and the reason that I'm breaking the rule is this isn't even on Disney Plus yet, but it's confirmed that
How
it will
does
be
that
on
work?
this month. So it's Imagination Movers.
All right, I love Imagination Movers. Fair.
Right. So the reason that I put it on the list is that I don't know how well known it is right now. I mean, it was on. I think it had got 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah, but that was years ago. Like
It
when,
was so
when
many
Alexa
years
was little,
ago.
So
But
we're going
I
back
don't even
7, 8
know
years
that it was
ago.
that new. I mean, I think we
we were
discovered
in
it in
reruns.
Right,
Definitely.
right.
There weren't
That's
new
what I'm
episodes
saying.
coming out then.
No. So we're talking like at least 10 years ago. But it is such a great show, and adults can watch. I've watched every episode many times. It's so Imagination Movers. So it's these 4 guys who have a band in real life or had a band in real life.
Yeah, they're from New Orleans.
They're from New Orleans. They're best friends in real life, or they were. I don't know if they've had falling out since. And I don't
we don't
follow
keep
them.
up with their relationships.
No, but in the moment they were best friends, and so every episode, they have this. They live in like a warehouse.
The
It is a
Imagination Warehouse.
And so they solve all these problems. And every episode, they have these incredible songs that they've written themselves that they sing together. And there's like a mouse involved.
Brainstorming.
Yes, and they have like other Disney Channel stars are randomly on it, and it's really, really watchable for kids, for adults, and I think that's a little
They
bit
have really
rare.
good like celebrity like guests on there.
They
Too.
have really good ones.
They had Joey Fatone on.
Yes, they did.
They had Duff.
That's right.
What's that Duff guy? He's a baker, right? He was on like Food Network.
Yes.
Duff Gramlich. I don't know his last name.
I don't know his last name actually. I don't think it's Gramlich.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure it's not
he
Gramlich.
plays Baker Ben.
Yes, make your bed. But so I just think that it's really worth noting because there are a lot of Disney Channel shows, and especially this was a Disney Junior show, that your kids are going to fall in love with, but you're not going to be able to stay in the same room when it's on.
Yeah, this one you could watch with them easily.
This one you want. I mean, I love watching it with them.
It's really a good show. The
so they're going to put.
We saw them in concert. What, 3 times?
Twice.
Twice.
But they're going to put the entire series, which is like 60
awesome.
to 70 episodes.
I think you requested that, didn't you?
I did request it.
Yeah, Disney Plus is great with requests. Not saying that your request was the one that did it, but maybe
I got Henry Hugglemonster on there.
You did.
Which is not on
this list. Are you taking credit for Henry Hugglemonster?
I'm taking it.
That is not a show you can watch with your kids.
No. Who else requested that, though? That was me.
All right, we got to move on. We can't spend this much time on each one.
My point is,
we have 20 to get to today, not 10.
That's coming on later this month, and you guys should definitely watch it and have your kids watch it if you have kids. If you don't have kids, try it anyway. It's really fun.
By the way, I mentioned Joey Fatone was on the show. I have a problem with Fatone. We can get into that later.
Okay.
Do you remember my Fatone problem?
Oh, yes. I remember your Fatone problem.
Because years ago, before you and I were together, you were at a club or a bar.
Club.
This is before we're together, but it still bothers me.
I was showing off this dance move that I was doing.
We're going to start videoing these.
No.
We're going to start because I need stuff for YouTube.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to start setting up the camera.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to give myself a little time to get in better shape, maybe a couple of months, and then we're going to start recording these. And people can see your dance moves. I'm going to put the camera on.
You guys are going to be so into it.
And they're going to come on YouTube.
You won't believe it.
I need more YouTube material. Anyway, Fatone was at this said dance club, and you were there. And this is before, obviously, he met his wife and started having his darn kids. So I tried to make it scary, but he's not going to be afraid of me. No. But Joey Fatone, you danced with Joey Fatone.
I did.
And I have a problem with that.
It was my shining moment. Why? Because I did this.
Oh, my God. I think maybe I should be more upset that you were putting the moves on Joey Fatone than he was putting the moves on you.
I don't think that's me putting the moves on anyone. No, he did. He asked me to dance. And it was like me and a group of my friends, and we were all dancing with Joey.
I have a problem with that. Joey Fatone's a bit of a player in my book. Watch out, Fatone. I'm coming for you. All right, let's move on to mine. All right. My first one, Fatone, I'm not kidding around. My first one is, you're right. I might be pretty predictable here, but this is one that I think you might not see coming. Okay. My first choice. Don't knock the microphone on. Amy has to get used to the.
He warned me not to touch it. And
she's using the same microphone, but it's a new microphone cord, which is super heavy.
It's very heavy.
So because it plugs into the new mixer. All right. So you might not see this one coming. My first one, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Actually, I could totally see that coming.
Really?
Because you've shown it to the kids, and I've seen joy on your face, just pure joy.
I love Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Listen, that's a good show.
It's a good one.
You've seen it. You've watched it with us.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones from the 90s that it was, of course, the Disney afternoon in the 90s. That Tailspin, DuckTales. Really, I could have picked the whole Gummy Bears. I could have picked the whole Disney afternoon.
I don't know how Gummy Bears didn't make my list.
It didn't, so let's not get into it. But
I was looking forward to that before it came on.
I know.
The kids didn't
really into it. It's pretty cheesy if you look at it now.
It's really cheesy. It did not stand up well.
No, but Rescue Rangers has.
Yeah.
It stands up really well.
No, I've watched it with you guys.
So is DuckTales and so is Tailspin. They're all really... And Darkwing Duck, yeah. Oh, my God.
Did you know?
Oh, my God, we did it at the same time. That was, I think, that deserves our first...
I can hear it through your other ear.
So that Darkwing Duck, we did it at the same time. But anyway, Chippendale Rescue Rangers really stands up. You have Chip, Dale, obviously. You have Monterey Jack, which is a cheese, also a mouse in the show. You have Gadget. And the little blue bumblebee guy, whose name I don't remember.
I don't know him.
Is Gadget the most obscure character to have an attraction named after?
She's really obscure.
Him or her in any park?
She's
because Gadget's Go Coaster in Disneyland and
I would think so because nobody knows who she is.
Nobody who's under 30 knows who Gadget is.
No, that's a good
Nobody's
point.
Probably under 35
you're right.
Knows who Gadget is.
I didn't know who she was because I never watched that show.
Right, which you missed out. And I made you watch it again, and it's really good, right?
You did. It is good, actually. I really liked it.
So we got to move on a little bit. So you should watch Chippendale Rescue Rangers on Disney Plus if you're not watching it. All right. I'm going to try to move it along because
I'm moving it along.
Because you are going to
Moving
talk
it along.
for 20 minutes on each one.
No, so what I'm going to actually do now.
I hope people don't think I'm being mean to you. They don't, right? They think
I don't think so. I think
this
that
is a jokey back and forth.
I think that I would have had reactions by now.
Yeah, I
guess
guess you're
like upsetting.
I don't have like a boo button. I should get a boo
Would you
on
boo
here.
yourself?
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, that would be good. Oh, I could use that all the time.
No, I'm not letting you control the board at all.
Oh my gosh. Could you guys imagine?
No, she'd be hitting the buttons every 2
Comment
seconds.
if you ever want an episode where I get to be in charge of this.
Do you want to sit in the big boy chair
I don't even know how to
with the
answer
big
that.
boy microphone? You can do it.
I'm not
You got
sure.
your little on the table microphone over there.
I know. It's like
don't even
I have to lean in.
You don't even have like a mic stand.
No.
You were very. I don't treat you very well in this podcasting relationship. All right, go ahead. So what's your next one?
You brought my chair down for me. So my next
true.
one is actually the very first. Yes, it was the very first thing that I watched on Disney Plus, which is going to be surprising because this was not my plan. I had so many visions for what my first ever thing that I was going to watch. No, on Disney Plus was going to be. And in fact, it was like an incredible day where the kids were at school and I didn't have anything to do. I don't know why. I didn't have to clean the house right then. I only could just sit and watch like an hour at least. No, I think it was 2 hours of Disney Plus. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe all the things. I don't know how I'm going to pick first.
I don't remember what this was. What is it?
And it turned out to be Noel, which
Oh,
I never,
right, Noel.
obviously no one had ever seen because it was a
Right.
Disney Plus original.
It was brand new. Yeah, that the first day.
And I did not know about it.
I think I had looked it up on a list at some point, but
Because had I known about
it
it,
wasn't
I
something
probably
I was super looking forward to.
right. Had I known about it, I would have been like even more excited. But so I put Disney Plus on, and I was about to go search my shows, and I see this thing called Noel, and I see Anna Kendrick, who is absolutely by far one of my favorite actresses, and I would watch pretty much anything with
Yeah,
her
I love
in
Anna
it,
Kendrick.
unless
She's
it
great.
was like horror movie, because I think
She
she's
was
so
in one
funny.
movie with Sam Rockwell. I watched it for like 20 minutes. I was like, I can't keep watching. It was terrible.
Oh, but if she's doing a comedy, I'm
Yeah,
all
yeah.
in.
No, I think it was a comedy, but it just wasn't funny.
Oh, fair enough. Anyway, so Noel, for you guys who don't know, is a Disney Plus original, and it is a Christmas movie. And actually, of course, it came out in like late November, right? Or it was mid-November. It came out November 12th. So I was like already kind of in the holiday mood. And so Noel is played by Anna Kendrick, and she is Santa's daughter. And it is so hysterical. So she's always lived on the North Pole, and I'm not doing spoiler alert, she ends up not being on the North Pole. She ends up leaving for the first time, and she's in the real world, and she's never been in the real world. So you can imagine the hilarity that ensues.
Hilarity.
And it's absolutely, it's just fabulous. And I watched it, as I said, as an adult by myself. Then I watched it with the kids. I told other adults who also watched it by themselves. I think it's great for the whole,
It's a great movie.
for anyone.
It was way funnier than I thought it would be.
It's really, really,
really
funny.
funny.
Really funny.
I loved it. All right, so that one I love. And we're going to try to move us a little faster, Amy Liz.
Okay.
Remember, we have 20.
Point
My
taken.
next one, what'd you say?
Point taken.
My next one on the list, which I can't read your list from here, but
No, you can't.
I don't know how this isn't on your list. Flight of the Navigator.
You're just joking, right?
Is it on your list?
I've never seen that.
What?
And then you had it on for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I am leaving this room. This looks
I
horrible.
thought you knew that movie.
No. I will never watch that movie.
Did you say this looks horrible?
Horrible. It was like so upsetting. It was like, oh my goodness, no, thank you.
Oh my God.
And it was
it's
so
an
funny
80s
because
classic.
I talked to my sister actually, and her husband was watching it the same night that you were watching it. The next day, she called me. She's like, oh, he watched this terrible movie, and I'm like, what was it? And she said it, and I'm like, Phil just watched that.
First of all,
We never watched it.
you and your sister are just ignorant.
I hope
second
she
of all,
doesn't listen to this podcast.
You couldn't be more wrong. I know for a fact that I'm going to have a lot of people commenting and coming to me this week and saying Flight of Navigator, easily one of the top 10 things to watch.
And you
on Disney
guys,
Plus.
I'm not
Easily.
saying that I'm not saying that it's not a wonderful movie. I'm saying for myself, I will never watch it. If I had watched it when I was a kid, maybe I would be like,
my
this
God.
is incredible.
I'm ready to cut the podcast now. That's it. We're done.
Anyway, that's your
That's my what? That's my
that
pick.
was your
but
pick.
you took all the air out of my
Sorry.
tires.
Please describe it. It sounds
took
really
the wind
good.
from my
Can you
sails.
tell us more about it?
Well, if you haven't seen the movie and you might like to,
Don't take my
oh my,
advice.
please don't take Amy's word for it. This made my top
don't
10
ever
list.
take my word for it.
It's about a little boy who goes missing one evening and comes back. I think it's 10 years later. I think it's 10 years. I forget the number of years. And he looks exactly the same and doesn't understand what's going on. He just comes to his front door and his family's there and they haven't seen him for 10 years, but he hasn't aged a day. And they've all aged.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, where has he been? Here, he's been on a spaceship. It's a great movie. It's an 80s movie. So it feels very 80s.
It's not making me want to watch it anymore.
All right. I mean,
I'm just teasing. I was going to say that no matter how you describe it.
Sarah Jessica Parker's in it. Maybe that'll. I love Sarah Jessica Parker.
I've never said that. And I also
Sex and the City, my favorite show.
I did like Sex and the
My
City.
name's Amy. You're up for your next one.
He's so angry.
I am a little upset that you haven't.
He's like, we'll give him some minutes to calm down.
Oh, I don't need
so
time.
since you went with your childhood, I'm going to go with my childhood.
All right, let's go back to the 50s for your childhood.
I put childhood in quotes because I was definitely older than a child when I watched this, but I don't think it's embarrassing. It's Boy Meets World.
Okay.
And there's
I'm not going to make fun of Boy Meets World, but go ahead. You can go ahead and talk.
There's no way that you...
I wouldn't make fun of something that you enjoyed.
There's no way that you think that I would make this list and not put Boy Meets World.
No, I knew it was going to be on a list, but...
Oh my gosh. So I'm sure... Actually, I shouldn't say I'm sure everyone's familiar with it because probably a lot of people aren't. But it is just this fabulous show, and it's not even anyone super famous. Well, it's Ben Savage. Ben
Right.
Savage is
Oh,
better.
yeah. Ben Savage is super famous.
And, well, that's what I mean. He's not, like, very well known.
No.
Ryder Strong, who played his best friend Sean. I'm
Which
sure people
is
don't...
not his real name, by the way.
No, but it was in the show
Right.
at the moment.
There's
of
no
the
way
show.
he was born
And I can't
Ryder
even think of
Strong.
Topanga's real name.
What's Topanga's real name? Danielle Fishel.
Yes. Okay, so none of those guys made it big, right?
No.
But it doesn't matter. It's this great
She had
show.
the best shot. I don't know what happened to her after that show.
She did. No, the older brother has been in a ton of Disney things.
Yeah, he does a lot of voiceover
Eric,
stuff. Yeah.
and also he was in Kim Possible. He was the voice of the best friend,
All
Ron.
right. Well, fair enough.
Which didn't make my list, and that was a good show. But anyway, Boy Meets World. So it's, he's this young kid, Corey, and he's in 7th grade. I'm just describing it. And so it's
can't
about his
describe
best
everyone.
friend and this girl that he knows, and it's 8 seasons of phenomenal television.
So,
Not one episode is bad, and it's just hilarious and beautiful.
so things to watch. You gave me 8 seasons of a show.
I did. You're welcome.
So you know what I'm going to do to
People
you?
like to binge watch.
That's true. You know what I'm going to do to you?
Oh, no.
My next one,
Oh, no.
The Simpsons. 30 seasons.
That is like 60 years.
No, it is. And you know what? The Simpsons is...
Didn't it come out in like 85 or something?
No,
95?
no.
95.
No, it was like 91.
Oh, yeah, 90. Yeah.
It
I
started
was in
on-
high school.
It started as an animated short.
Oh, I just dated myself.
Oh, you were in high school in 91?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
You are so much younger than I am. 2
God,
years.
she's old. Oh my goodness. What did I do with my life? No, so it started as a short on the Tracy
I was
Ullman
a
show
freshman.
on
I was a
Fox.
freshman. Right. That's right. I remember that.
And then they did the Simpsons holiday
Right.
special, which is the super famous one when
That's the famous
Bart
one.
sings Jingle Bells,
Right.
Batman smells, yeah.
Robin, Lane,
And
Lane,
Maggie's in the star outfit that keeps falling.
Yes, the star.
Yeah, so that's where it started. Listen, Simpsons, it's my favorite seasons are like 4, 5, 6, 7. They're the best seasons ever.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3 are great. I mean, you have like Mr. Plow. Like I said, you have the Christmas special. You have Flaming Homer episode.
Oh my gosh, that was
You
the
have
first
Marge
one
versus
Lex
the
ever watched,
Monorail.
and she loved it. Oh, that's your favorite.
My favorite episode ever is the
Monorail.
Monorail episode.
Yes,
Not
we
only
love
because
that
of its connection to Disney, Phil Hartman in a Monorail episode
It's hysterical.
as the guy who's the Music Man part, who brings the monorail to Springfield. They have all this money to spend, all this surplus money to spend, and they have this town hall meeting to figure out what they're going to do with all the money.
Yes.
And he comes in and he's like,
Funny.
I've sold monorails to Ogdenville. Blah, blah, and he does all the thing.
That was a very good impression, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
That's my good Phil.
You can't do that again. I don't think.
I'm not going to try.
No, I wouldn't.
I do a decent Phil Hartman. I can do impressions, but I'm not really trying.
Yes, I agree.
Then when I really try it,
Then when
it's
you try to
shot.
replicate it.
Yeah, no, I can't do it twice.
I agree.
Which is why I won't. But the part when I love the part when he's like, when Apu, they're singing a song, and Apu's like, think the track will ever bend? And he goes, not in your life, my Hindu friend. And everything just rhymes. It's so funny. It's so good.
It's great.
Conan O'Brien was one of the writers for that episode.
Oh, was he?
I love Conan, so it's so good.
I knew that.
Anyway, The Simpsons, I mean, go through the years of classic episodes.
Yes.
Go through the years of the guest stars they've had on that show.
I mean, it's unbelievable how many years that show's been on. Is it
Everybody.
still on?
Yeah, it's still on.
Wow, that's amazing.
The one episode, and I'm going to
That's remarkable.
this is nothing. I'm not making a political statement here or anything like that. The one episode that you can't get on Disney Plus is the Michael Jackson episode. And it's a shame. And I know why you can't get it.
Right, of course.
But it's so good.
That's a good one. It's a good episode.
Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. And for years, no one knew if he had actually done the episode.
That's right.
People thought it was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Right.
But it turns out he was a big fan of the show. He contacted the writers, and they were like, yeah, you should come in and do it. And he did it.
And it was fun.
So it's a great episode. Anyway, The Simpsons, I wanted to spend a little more time with that because I absolutely love The Simpsons. It's a cultural phenomenon, really. I mean,
it definitely is. Absolutely.
My whole life it's been
there's
around.
So many episodes that there's something for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good. Anyway,
Sure.
All right, moving on. You're up.
Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to do...
And I know it's not Disney, but it is now.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. That's fine. So I am going... Actually, I'm going to go with what I said for years was my absolute favorite Disney movie. And there are so many...
Mr. Boogedy.
There's so many that I've talked about on the podcast. I just pressed some kind of button. I don't know what it was.
I made it laugh for Mr. Boogedy.
He made it laugh at his own joke.
Sorry.
Says... Seriously, that's just my life, so I shouldn't be surprised. But so this is one of my absolute
I do laugh
favorite
at my own
Disney
jokes.
movies.
I'm pretty funny, I have to admit.
Sometimes. So now he pressed another button. If he had the boo button, he would have pressed that right there.
Go ahead.
So I tried not to put things that I've talked about a million times on here. Like I just talked about a Goofy movie, so I didn't put that on. What was the other one? Oh, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about right now is Hercules.
By the way, by mentioning
I'm
them,
giving sure.
you're sneaking a few in
That's
there.
on purpose. That's on purpose. You guys should watch both those
You're
movies.
sneaking a few in.
You should definitely watch both those movies. But my pick actually, officially, is Hercules.
It's a great movie. Love Hercules.
It is so underrated.
Little do people know
I
think that's your favorite female Disney character of all time.
Yes, Meg is my favorite, who is insanely underrated.
Yeah, Meg's
Nobody
great.
ever talks about Meg. You can never be like, oh, when I met Meg in the park, like, no one's ever seen Meg.
To use a word, yeah, no, she has been in the parks
Has she?
years and years and years ago.
Long time ago.
And she was on the Disney on Ice show.
Oh, cool.
To use a word that might not be family friendly, I'm going to use it anyway. As a cartoon character, Meg's kind of sexy,
No,
right?
she is.
Like a little too sexy?
She's pretty, she's pretty
Like
hot.
Esmeralda
pretty
from
risque.
Hunchback? Like pretty
Oh,
close.
yeah, Esmeralda is sexier, though, I would say.
I don't think so. I think Meg is, but the deeper voice and yeah.
The way that
she's
she
like a very
struts.
1920s actress.
She is.
Like, you know how they
She
were, like,
is,
over the
you're
top?
right.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
That's what
actually. Her
she's like.
voice is very much like
Yeah.
that as well. And she is
I
like
forget who
such
played her,
sass
but-
and attitude.
Yeah.
No, we've looked her up.
And
but,
she's not someone she's not a household name.
And in fact, part of the reason it's my favorite movie is her song, which is "I Won't Say I'm in Love."
Sing it.
No,
Come on, a little bit.
I will not sing it, but it is one of my absolute.
I don't have a boo button.
It's one of my absolute favorite songs in a Disney movie.
Yeah, I know. You get dancing and singing with that.
Well, that is like such a girl power song. Or actually, I shouldn't even say girl power. Guys could sing it, listen to it too. But seriously,
I like
it's
that
like
song.
a pump me up song. It's great.
I think it was on my running playlist.
It's
like my Disney one.
It's very motivational. It's
one.
great. But anyway, so Hercules, I feel like doesn't get enough
James Woods,
attention.
awesome.
James Woods is a fantastic villain. He's absolutely fantastic because you forget he's like Yzma, where you kind of forget that he's a villain because you're so busy being charmed by him and thinking that he's hysterical.
You know who's not?
You're like,
by the way,
right, you're trying to kill someone.
Sleeping Beauty. We saw in the movies again last week.
Oh, Maleficent is
Not charming. Nothing
not
going for her at
charming.
all.
She's
just an
actually
evil person.
She is. If you have not
Fairy,
recently watched it, she is much more evil than you remember.
Yeah. Anyway,
she's
back.
very one-dimensionally evil,
Yeah, it's just the only thing she wants to do is kill people.
and but also make you feel horrible about yourself.
She threatens to keep Prince Philip in jail until he's like 1,000 years old.
But then she tells him
he's like, then you can leave.
And then she tells him all the amazing things that he's going to never do because he's going to be locked in
horrible. Anyway, so back to
Hercules. No, that's it. I'm just saying,
Good.
watch
Okay,
Hercules, introduce everyone you know to Hercules because not that many people, I feel like, appreciate it, and it's great.
It is.
And rewatch it because you'll be like, oh, I forgot how funny this
I agree.
is.
I think it's...
Oh, Danny DeVito's awesome in it as well.
And so is like Bobcat Goldthwait is really funny in it.
Who?
Bobcat Goldthwait? Bob Goldthwait. Pain and Panic is Panic.
Oh, I love
Or is it
that.
Pain? He has that really funny voice, you know?
Yes. Oh, I didn't know his name.
Remember?
Now I remember him.
What's funny, when you hear him now in 2020, I've heard him on podcasts.
Now I can picture him with glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dropped that whole shtick. He doesn't do that weird voice anymore.
He doesn't?
No, he just talks like a regular person.
That's funny.
But
so nobody knows who he
The
is.
whole 80s people, no, he's actually done like movies. He directed like a really scary Bigfoot movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's super into Bigfoot. Like he believes Bigfoot's real.
Did he direct Mr. Boogedy?
I believe he did, yeah. He's a key role in Mr. Boogedy. I think he was a producer for that one, actually.
I think you're probably right.
But no, he dropped that whole stick. It's weird seeing him just like a regular person.
It's
now.
funny.
Like I saw him in the Police Academy movies, and he was just like
Very
doing that
surprising.
yelling and screaming weird voice.
Oh, gosh.
All right, my next one. I know I can't do it. That's one thing that I'm not a good Bob Goldthwait.
It sounded like that really hurt your throat, so don't try it again.
All right, moving on. Number 4. We got to move faster, James. Got to move faster.
Okay, I'm ready, dude.
I'm sure now the listeners are like, dude, Phil, leave her alone. My God. Next one up on my list, the Imagineering story. You can't miss it. It's so good.
I agree. I'm so glad. I actually knew that you were going to put it on there because I was like, he has to have this.
Yeah, I mean, in particular, the first episode, that's all about Walt and the Imagineers.
So many people were like in tears over that. I mean, it was just
the part where they show Bob Geyer signing the inside of the monorail.
that's
the
a
Matterhorn.
huge deal for any.
He was never able to do
Disney
it.
fan.
And honestly, Bob's hasn't been on phenomenal terms with the people at Disneyland for several years. So, and I don't think he hides that. He's pretty open about that.
No, I think he's open about it.
He certainly. I'm not going to get into what he told me, but I don't want to do that. But because I don't think he would want me to. I'm not going to. Anyway,
Divulge the secret.
yeah, I'm not going to go into what he told me when the mic wasn't running.
It doesn't matter.
But you could see the joy in his face when he gets to sign it.
I know.
He's like tears up, and
That's so cool.
I think it's the producer from the show asked him, "Did you ever sign?" He says how all the signatures are there, and she says, "Well, have you signed it?" And he's like, "No, that's only for people who have worked, cast members of the monorail." And they were like, "Do you want to sign it?" And he just like tears up instantly.
Of course.
And he gets to sign his name. It's such a cool thing.
That's amazing.
And he shoots a basket on the inside basketball hoop, and it's really cool. So, but everything else, I mean, the history of, they do a little bit of Pandora, and they do like everything at Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and how Animal Kingdom came to be. Everything you could think of is in there. Like It's an amazing season of TV. And I mean, I want to watch it again. I really want to take a day off and just sit and watch the whole darn thing.
Oh, that would be cool.
Go through it all. It's for me. I feel like that's going to be a new part of my training for agents to come on board. Just
It's so
watch
funny
that.
because a friend of mine yesterday just said, "So is Phil off today?" And then before I even said anything, they said, "Does Phil ever have a day off?" And I said, "No, he doesn't really.
I don't really.
You really don't have days off. But if you ever,
I think
gave yourself one,
I don't. Yeah, it's hard being a small business owner because
it is, and especially
there's
because
so many. You have a hat and everything. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And when people
So
when
many
you're talking
hats
about
and in everything.
trips,
So many hats.
when you're talking about trips, somebody has something every day, right? Whether they're, it's their fast passes, or they're about to go on their trip and they have questions, or they're on their trip and they,
Right.
all kinds of stuff is happening all the time. They don't know, what to book for their trip or what have you. So you're kind of always.
Yeah, I'm always.
But if
On.
you end up having a day off, that's how you would spend it in 3 years.
I kick you guys out of the house for that day off.
You
too.
definitely would.
Kick you guys and the dog.
And actually, just so you guys know, that is so not true.
No.
And we've talked about that a lot, that you
I know.
not good with that.
We don't have to get into
But
that.
anyway, that's not what this is
Imagineering story. Watch it. It's awesome. You're up, Ames.
about. Okay, so I'm up. So I actually have another. So I'm a huge fan, and this is why I was mostly so excited for Disney Plus, of the older Disney Channel shows. That's my jam.
Yeah.
That's my jam by myself. That's my jam if I want to show you some little bits of it. And of course, it's my jam to introduce the kids to. So I'm going with Lizzie McGuire. And in fact, it's actually a pretty good recommendation because they are they're doing a reboot of Lizzie McGuire. She's now 30 years old.
Right.
And what's so cool is not that many people have been following necessarily the journey. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Something
So
started.
for the people, sorry, God.
Anyway, I'm fine. So yes, go ahead. For
the people who aren't following Lizzie McGuire's journey, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, it's great. So, the kids and I we've watched Lizzie McGuire a long time ago. We just grabbed random episodes where we could. And so they were familiar with it, and they were so excited there was going to be a reboot even before Disney Plus came on. And so they started leaking pictures, and it looked great. And I saw a lot of articles with Hilary Duff, who plays Lizzie McGuire herself, saying like, this is a really different show. This is really heavy. This is much heavier than Lizzie McGuire. And I kind of got like a weird feeling about it. And then suddenly you said they're totally scrapping that and redoing it.
Yeah.
They didn't like the direction it was going. I think it was too heavy. I think it was.
They brought in a new showrunner to change the whole thing.
And guess what? I'm so impressed. I mean, I'm a little sad because of course it means it's going to be longer until I can watch it. But that's amazing. Good for them. They all together, the whole cast got together and said, this isn't because the whole cast essentially is returning. So it's everyone who's involved in it. Of course, there'll be new people, but everyone, all the main characters who are involved did the original show. And they were like, I want this to be true to who the characters were.
Right.
And just older versions of them. But it seems like they were making kind of like different characters and a totally different kind of show format, which they didn't want to do that. So I'm even more excited for the reboot. But seriously, rewatch it or watch it for the first time. It's such another kids show that is, it's a tween show, I would say. But it's so watchable. It's not annoying. It's really clever, really great. And I think that it's something that people overlook a lot.
H-Stuff in the house.
And she's awesome. I love her.
She actually is one of those child stars that came out of it okay.
She did. She really did. She never had an issue.
No problem. She
was
married
like
a hockey player.
Right? Where they just kind of figured it out.
They must have had good parents around them and good families.
Yes.
All right, moving on. My next one, listen, I've talked about this a lot. This is why I'm not saving it for the last one. The Mandalorian.
Oh, was I supposed to save a good one?
No, I mean, I did my list.
Mandalorian, yes.
You can do however you want.
I always do.
The Mandalorian, if you haven't seen it, listen, I don't know how many more amazing things can be said about the show.
Agree.
If you don't know much about the child, which I still call him Baby Yoda. I don't care. He's still Baby Yoda to me. It's just a great show. It's Star Wars the way it should be. It's it's a spaghetti Western. It's, different planets, different, spaceships, the droids, the characters, the guest characters like Amy Sedaris and Bill Burr, and who I love
so
Bill Burr
many.
on the show.
There are so many.
I think Bill Burr's
characters.
hilarious. He's one of my favorite people.
And isn't Nick Nolte's in it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything.
No, don't say it.
But yeah, Nick Nolte is in it. At least his voice is.
Yes.
He voices a character. He actually kind of looks like him.
I know.
Which is weird. I guess that's what they do with animated movies, so why not do it with this?
Why not?
It's just a great show. Giancarlo Esposito, I think is his name, was one of the villains. He was Doug. Is it Doug Fring? What's his first name? Something Fring. From the villain from Breaking Bad is a villain in this. He comes in later in the first season. They just said that season 2 was coming out I think it's October.
It's October, I think. Yeah.
So I'm already excited about season 2.
I know everyone.
I had to sit and rewatch the whole season 1 again. But like I said, I've said a million things about it. I love the show. So if you're not watching Mandalorian, you should really spend a weekend to binge it, watch it.
Especially
awesome.
if
watch it old school. Watch it like they did it once a week.
That's true.
They dropped one episode.
That's fun.
And then they did one episode a week.
One Friday, every Friday.
And we actually had to wait like old times.
Yeah, that's true.
like
old
we
times.
were kids in the 80s or 90s without TVs.
But you should watch it even if you don't like Star Wars, even if it doesn't sound interesting, watch even just one episode for no other reason than Baby Yoda is just so viral that you're like, well, why does everyone think he's that cute? Because you can see pictures of him.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's cute.
And you can see like the still, whatever. It's totally different seeing him like moving.
It is, and his eyes like turning his head.
And his little noises,
Can
he
you do a coo?
He's like, it's so adorable.
Your Baby Yoda is like a Chewbacca. It's
way
the
more,
same thing.
yeah, it's true. Way more adorable than I just did. But yeah, I definitely recommend
It's so
that.
good.
It's just such a pop culture phenomenon.
It is. Yeah, you got to be on top of that
It
stuff.
really is. Yeah, it's true.
Because then if you don't have kids yet, when you have kids, they're going to be like, where were you when Baby Yoda came out?
Why were you not aware of this?
Why didn't you
Yoda
show us
craze?
this when I was... Anyway, go ahead. You're up.
So my next pick is Pixar in real life.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes.
I love that.
I know. So these are
I wish
shorts.
there were more of those.
I know.
There
Well, they
aren't
just
many.
came out with a new one, and it's great. Oh,
Okay.
it's so
I didn't see
great.
it.
It's a Toy Story one. Did you see it?
Didn't see it.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's good.
All right, don't spoil it.
But no, I'm not. It's just really, they're all so funny. So Pixar in Real Life is a Disney Plus original short. I think there's 4 of them now, maybe 5.
They're shorts. They're like, what, like 4 or 5 minutes long?
Yes.
Something like that.
But they're so funny. So they take a Pixar movie and they take characters from the movie and literally put them in real life. They put
With
them.
no explanation.
No explanation
They're
at all.
just in real,
There's
they're
one
in real
that-
life.
There's one
in
with
New York
Wally
City.
just like running around, and people are like, "Oh my gosh!" But you can tell that the people are clueless that these things.
I don't
are
know
gonna
where
be
the cameras
around.
are for these, but they have to be so far away.
There's no way that
and
people
zoomed
know
in.
that they're
No,
being
they have no idea.
recorded.
Oh, it's great.
It is. Oh my gosh, the Finding Dory. Oh, but then the
Finding
Inside
Dory was
Out
great.
one.
Yeah, that's great too.
They're
That's the first
all
one.
fantastic, and so funny and extremely rewatchable. I know they're short, but we've watched them like 6 times and we laughed.
Yeah, the
just
kids
as hard
love those, so they ask for them all the time.
as the first time. But I don't. Again, I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it, so definitely don't miss it. So it's called Pixar in Real Life, and it's under the shorts category.
That's awesome. I love those.
That's a good one.
All right, next one from me.
See how fast it was?
That was pretty fast. I'm wearing that. The ones you're super short with, you don't like that much.
No, I love that. But you're right. I don't want to give. If you say anything about the episode,
No, you
it won't
can't
be
talk
as
about
funny.
those, yeah.
You can't say anything. Just watch it.
Next up for me, number 6 on my list, the Avengers movies, all of them, all 4.
Just watch them. Bang, bang, bang.
You said Boy Meets World. There's 8 seasons, right? So
Sure.
the Avengers movies, if you've never seen them, 1 through 4, you need to just sit down this weekend, coming up, and just watch all 4. Why are you looking? Why are you giving me a dirty look?
Because I'm wondering if
Why she never agrees with my picks?
No, I totally agree. No, I love the Avengers. I was going to add to it to say, is watching just the all 4 Avengers movies effective if you haven't seen the other
Oh,
movies?
now you're ruining it, but you're right.
I'm
Or
sorry.
should I say all the Marvel movies?
Just watch every Marvel movie.
You have to watch every month. Before Avengers Endgame came out, there were people
Oh yeah, people were doing it.
who were watching literally for weeks every single Marvel movie ever. So all right, I'm changing it. Every Marvel movie.
It's not a bad
Starting
idea.
with Iron Man and just go through them all.
Listen, there are a lot of people like us who build movie watching into their week.
Right.
They have times when they're like, I'm watching a movie. So if you guys are like that and you've never seen any Marvel movie, just do it.
There are
You have,
people.
you have to watch it in a certain order, right? But I'm sure you can look it up. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
the order's online.
Just go like
I know
on
it starts with
Wikipedia.
Iron Man and then it just finishes with Endgame. I know there's going to be more that are coming out, obviously.
Right.
I mean, well, it doesn't end with Endgame,
But
really, because
listen,
Spider-Man
I
Far
think-
From Home comes out after the events of Endgame.
Right.
So,
But like I definitely think that watching all 4 Avengers movies without seeing any other ones, you would still really enjoy them. I haven't seen all of the standalone ones by any means.
right, I have.
Right,
It's
you
just
have.
one that
You've
I haven't
not seen Doctor Strange.
It's the only one I haven't seen, and I don't know why I haven't seen it.
I don't know why you
I
haven't
really
either.
like
but
that
I haven't
character.
either.
I really like Benedict Cumberbatch. It's hard to say. His portrayal of Doctor Strange in the Avengers movies is awesome.
I love him.
Yeah, she's.
But I haven't even seen the movie.
Is he handsome?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Always, no matter
Yes.
what he's in.
No, I don't know. I've only
Have you
ever
seen him in Sherlock?
No, I
Hold on
cannot
a
say.
minute.
No, I think that no, you've shown me pictures of him. No, for me, because I haven't seen him in anything else, I think that Doctor Strange is very handsome. I don't
Right.
know how I would feel about Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
But women love him. Oh no, he's very handsome.
Is he even as Sherlock?
Yes.
We try to find him as Sherlock. I can't find him as Sherlock.
I think he's very
Here he is
handsome,
as Sherlock,
yes.
right there. What do you think?
I mean, I don't like is that facial hair? Is that Sherlock?
Yeah, that's Sherlock. He doesn't have facial hair though.
Oh yeah.
This is him as Doctor Strange when he's all beat up. What do you
He's
think?
definitely my favorite.
more
is
handsome as Doctor Strange, right?
I agree, but still handsome. But anyway, no. So I think all the Avengers movies. I mean, I think all the Marvel movies. If you guys want to take that on, I think it would be a really fun experience.
All right, so I'm going to just you have to watch all the Avengers movies. I mean, all the Marvel movies. Start with Iron Man, finish with Endgame.
But if you only want to pick some,
I just gave you like 80 hours of entertainment right there.
if you only want to pick some, just like write to Phil on the side, and he'll tell you the ones that you really need to see.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure on me.
It's fine. You'll be great.
All right, what's your next one?
Okay. So my next one.
My next one will be Powerpuff Girls.
I don't even know why I do these podcasts. Do you guys? Are you flabbergasted? He's like, we brought Amy on again, and they're like, how did she agree to do another one?
I know it's true.
Anyway, so yeah, actually, I have my last old school Disney Channel show. I'm sorry, I just think these are so great. And I think this one's
Should
really...
we have had this podcast? Should we have titled it "Top Old Disney Channel Shows to Watch"?
God, I have other variety, but no, this one's really good because the star of this is pretty big right now. So it's Wizards of Waverly Place, and it's Selena Gomez. She's really big, like in the music industry right now. She's all over.
No. I was trying to think of the one who sang the national anthem. That was Demi Lovato, right?
No, that's Demi Lovato.
Why do I get them mixed up?
Oh, see, I would have
Did
put
they
that.
look similar?
No, but they were best friends.
Maybe that's why. Did they both date Bieber at one point?
No, Selena Gomez dated Bieber famously.
So what'd you say? Wizards of Waverly Place? Go.
Wizards of Waverly Place. So it's. I'm not ruining anything because it's revealed in the very first episode. It's about a family of wizards.
What?
It's a really
Wizards?
cool take on it.
You're a wizard, Harry.
It's a cool take on it. It's actually not a family of wizards. So it's a
Did he
mom
say
and
it was
dad.
a family of wizards?
I know, I'm wrong. So it's a mom. No, it's a really cool take on it. So it's a mom and dad, and so their 3 children are all wizards. The mom was never magical at all, and the dad was a wizard, but he gave up his powers. He gave up his powers. I won't say why. So you'll have to watch. But it's really fun because he knows all of the things to do magic. So there are a lot of episodes in which they're in like a sticky situation and he's like, okay. And he gets one of the kids. He's like, can you do this spell for me? He can't do it, but he knows how to do it. So it's like, he's always teaching them and it's really funny. Selena Gomez is in it. I don't think any of the other people are super huge stars. But they're all really funny and
You just hurt some people's feelings.
I like all of them.
All right.
But I don't know that any of them have made humongous careers. The mom has been in a lot of things, including Fuller House. She was Fernando's mom.
Oh, right. I remember you told me that.
And I was like, oh my gosh, Maria. But anyway, but it's a really good show. And it's another one where they have all of the episodes. It's another one, probably like 60, 70 episodes. Then they had a lot of people who are now famous on it, and a ton of Disney stars who won their.
Let me ask you a
young.
question:
What?
Is Ariana Grande on that show?
I don't think so.
Or one of the Jonas Brothers on that show?
Not on that one, no.
I don't know.
It's a really good show. You should watch it.
All right, moving on. I'm up. All right, next one for me. Again, this is a whole group of things. Maybe this isn't the way to do it. But it's the Star Wars movies.
I was going to say, if you don't have the Star Wars movies on here, then you are not doing the right.
Yeah,
podcast.
but I couldn't pick.
So,
Excuse me, I couldn't pick one Star Wars movie.
it's fine. I was
Like, it can't
thinking
be like-
entire TV shows. Like,
Right. Like, it can't be like you should watch the original Star Wars: A New Hope and that's it. No. But I'm going to go all Star Wars movies except for the Phantom Menace. You don't have to watch that.
Oh, only that one. But you're
Yeah.
okay with like the Clone Wars or whatever.
Yeah, because that's kind of crucial to the story.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't need the Phantom Menace at all.
Is anyone impressed that I knew the name?
That
of
was
it?
actually pretty good. You don't need Phantom Menace at all. The original, the first prequel,
Right.
with Jar Jar Binks and
Oh yeah, nobody likes
young,
him.
the little kid Jake Lloyd playing Anakin Skywalker. You don't need that one at all. And I'm sorry, Jake Lloyd. I know he's fallen on hard times in his life and has problems. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing like it's horrible. But I'm not saying that he just
It
wasn't
has
very,
nothing to do with him.
right. He just wasn't very good.
He
in the
happens
movie.
to be in the movie.
And he wasn't very good, but he was also like 5.
Right.
So I don't know what you expected of the kid. Anyway, you don't have to watch that one. But watch the original trilogy, then watch Clone Wars and...
Well, especially because of Galaxy's Edge too, right?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
also because they're great movies.
It's just great movies. Yeah.
And you don't need it.
Right. And then watch, oh, and Rogue One. I love Rogue One. That was really well done. And, just watch all the Star Wars movies. If you don't have time for all of them, watch the original trilogy and maybe watch Rogue One too. And then you're good. But yeah, it does kind of, I love the Star Wars movies. I didn't see Solo. That's one that I haven't seen. I don't watch Solo only because I don't believe anyone else should ever play Han Solo except for Harrison Ford.
That's actually exactly what he said when it came out, and he has stuck to that.
I'm not watching it. I haven't watched it. Won't watch
I don't
it.
believe he ever will. No.
Nope. And I'm totally cool. Like, there's making a new Indiana Jones movie. It's going to start being made soon. And people have a lot of problems with it because Harrison Ford's 77. And you're like, what's he going to do?
Oh, but
Listen,
he's going to be in it, right?
yeah. And I know you're laughing.
No, I get it. I
He's
totally
still
get it.
Indiana Jones.
I love Harrison Ford, so
Yeah.
I'm not I have no problem.
Listen,
with
he
it.
puts the hat on. He's whatever. He doesn't have
Whatever
to swing.
age.
Yeah, he doesn't have to swing across like chasms with a whip. But
Clearly, probably not doing it.
but he could.
I've seen that Call of the Wild movie preview. I don't think he's swinging.
I want to see that. I don't care. I know
I
it's not
know.
going to be great. The dog looks kind of cornily animated. Alexa is dying to see
She
it.
is so excited to go on a date.
I know, we're doing
And
a daddy-daughter date.
Yesterday, you were like, to Jack and Zoe, you were like, are you sure you guys don't want to come and Mom can come? Why are you making me go?
I wasn't trying to make
You
you
already
go.
committed.
I didn't want to leave them out of it.
They
But
have no
yeah,
interest.
they don't want to see it. Anyway, watch the Star Wars movies.
Yes, I agree.
They're totally worth watching.
I'm
All
into
right.
that. I could.
It's
get behind that.
and what's cool about Disney Plus is they have them all in like 4K Ultra HD, which we have a TV that does that. So that's amazing because the quality, the picture, the video, the audio. If you have a nice like sound setup, amazing. So cool to watch it with like surround sound or something.
It is. It is a pretty cool way to do it.
It's awesome. All right, so you're up.
Okay, so I
You
have
have what,
three
three
picks.
more?
I have 3 left.
All right, so do I.
Isn't that funny? Wasn't that weird that we both checked in on that?
No, because I keep looking at the time and every
Well,
pick
anyway,
I take
so-
takes 30 seconds. Every one that you take.
Absolutely
It's a good
untrue. You
6,
just talked
7
about the
minutes.
Marvel movies for 27 minutes. You're like, show you pictures on the side. Anyway, so I have 3 picks left.
I was showing you pictures of people who you think are more handsome than I am. Benedict Cumberbatch is fine. He's no.
I didn't compare him to you.
No, I'm kidding about that part.
I know.
He's fine, but he's no, you know, I'm trying to think of it like Thor. He's no Chris Hemsworth.
Who is Chris Evans?
Right. He's who's the other guy? Captain America. Who plays him?
Chris Evans?
Yeah. You don't love him.
I like him. I just don't think that he compares to Thor, and I don't know that he has to.
No, Thor's.
That seems unfair. That seems like
I
being
get mistaken a lot for Chris Hemsworth in the parks when we're at Disney.
every time, every trip, somebody does it.
Every time.
Anyway, also, just so you guys know, part of the reason that my picks take so long is you just start chatting about something. I haven't even said a pick yet. But anyway, I had 3 left. And so my last 2
jokes.
my last 2 are going to be Disney Plus originals. And the reason I'm leaving 2 for the last is because I'm so impressed with the Disney Plus originals.
Yeah, I got to tell you,
I can't believe how good they are.
They've been excellent.
They really have.
They really have.
But so so this pick is just a movie that I think is so underappreciated, just really rarely talked about, if ever. I definitely don't think that any of these characters are in the parks at all recently. It's Meet the Robinsons.
Love Meet the Robinsons. They were out for marathon weekend like 2 years ago. I saw.
Were they? Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah, I saw Wilbur Robinson.
But I feel like
and
a lot
what's his
of
brother's
people-
name?
Oh, we just rewatched it and I don't remember.
Doesn't matter. So I saw the 2
I
of
think
them.
it's Link.
Like from Zelda? Not Link.
We just played Mario Kart yesterday. No, but so Meet the Robinsons, and I think a lot of people are
I'm
probably
still
like,
undefeated, by the way. Can't be beaten in Mario Kart.
that's true.
We brought in a
We
ringer.
brought a guest
Brought
star.
a ringer in yesterday, and she couldn't take me out.
Oh my gosh.
She had me sweating it though.
One of Lex's friends, you were in third for a while. I've
Oh,
never
I was
seen
sweating
that.
it. I was
He was
sweating
so nervous. His eyes were like bugging out. He
'cause
wasn't
I
even
talked
moving.
a lot of
He
trash.
was so nervous.
I talked a lot of Mario Kart trash this
You
past
were
week.
so close.
Online, to you, to the kids.
And we didn't
I
see
talked
this
so much trash. And
coming. Because this girl we didn't know that she'd ever even played it.
I didn't know she
When
had a Mario Kart in her house. I didn't
When
know
she
she had
walked
a
in, she was
Switch.
like, "Oh, can we play Switch at some point?" And we're like,
And I
"Sure."
was like, hang
and
on,
she was
sister.
like, "Maybe Mario Kart," and we're like, "All right." Look, she totally hustled us.
Also by a 9-year-old.
She's amazing.
You put Mario Kart on, this kid's like, she's like Wesley Snipes and White Men Can't Jump. And Woody Harrelson. She's hitting threes from the corner. No idea what's going on.
Anyway,
Dunking
the
on
point
people.
is, Meet the Robinsons, and I think a lot of people are like, "I've never even heard of that movie." Like, it is not well known, but it is so great. So it's about a boy who lives in an orphanage,
Finds Mr. Boogedy.
and it's his. I just am ignoring this, and it is his. Really his journey. And I don't want to say really anything more than that because there's so much that you could give away. It's a really deep, it's a very deep movie.
That's the thing about this movie is you can't really go too much into it.
You can't go into it, which is
because
cool.
you're gonna spoil it.
Right, but I
think there's a lot of kids that haven't seen this
there's
movie.
So many kids I think that haven't
It's such
seen
a
it.
sorry, I don't want to hijack.
No,
you.
go ahead.
It's just such an awesome tie to Walt Disney and his message and
that's
his ideals and
so
his
beautiful about it.
Yeah, they did a great job, and it wasn't marketed well when it came out.
It wasn't. I don't even know when it came out.
Shoot, it was early 2000s.
100%. I did not see it in the movie theater.
No, I didn't either.
No. And
I remember seeing the commercial and being like, oh, it's going to flop. I'm not watching that.
I know, but I'll tell you what, like, it's a great one because it tackles some very serious topics, but in a very light, like not in a heavy-handed, upsetting way. It's still really hysterical.
It's really good. It's just a
wonderful villain. Yeah. I mean, amazing.
The villain's great.
Oh my gosh, it never gets.
I think
too
I
scary.
spoiled this movie last time. I was doing this with I think Lauren.
Okay, don't
or
say
Chuck.
anything.
And I went into detail on this movie.
Yeah, you can't.
And I said I'm not going to spoil it, and then I spoiled it.
No, well, don't
So
spoil
I'm like,
it.
I don't want to say anything else about it.
But it's absolutely great, and like I said, it's very, very, not well known. And yeah, so it's on Disney Plus. So I really recommend it for your next movie night.
It's a great movie.
I know we gave you 87 movies, but
hey, listen, that's why you listen to the show, right?
Right, you can pick and choose.
We're huge Disney nerds. I'm sure somebody out there, as they've been listening to this, pulled up the Notes app on their phone and typed a couple of these in.
Oh, I hope so. That would be so nice.
I'm sure it happens, right?
Right. Well, good.
I get listeners.
I'm glad if you guys do.
We get listeners.
These are all really great. That's true. These are all really great recommendations. Even Phil's.
That's fine. My next one. We're going to go with that sound for that one.
Okay.
You don't know what it is, but I know
No,
what
I
it
do
is.
not.
My next one, Beauty and the Beast, but the original animated movie.
Gosh, I'm so
If you have
glad you
Disney
said
Plus,
it.
right now, watch it.
So that is actually Phil's absolute favorite animated Disney movie.
That's true. My favorite.
Your favorite? Oh,
And
since the day I met you, it has been.
Since the day I saw it, I think. It was it 1990? 91? What year was that?
I think. Well, so, yeah, because Ariel, Little Mermaid was 89.
Right. And then that was 1991. It's around there. It's around there. It's one of those years.
I think it was 91, and then Lion King was 93.
90, that's right. Lion King's 95.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
What
I
was
think.
before it?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Nobody cares.
Let's not play this game.
No, we could do this for 10 minutes.
So, anyway, back to Beauty and the Beast. It's got everything. It's got an awesome villain, a funny but a mean, nasty villain. It's got LeFou, the original LeFou, who is so much better than Josh Gad's LeFou. Josh Gad's LeFou is just annoying. I just think, and I think Josh Gad is annoying overall.
I think that's part of why you felt so strongly about him.
Yeah.
Is because you just don't like him, of what you know of him in real life.
And I think his Olaf is actually fine. I like Olaf a lot. I
love Olaf.
I just don't like his shtick. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Did your feelings about him, because everybody knows, right? Everyone has celebrities that you just don't like in real life. Like,
right.
You just decide.
And he could be a perfectly nice guy. I just don't like his.
You've never met him.
Right.
You just don't think that you like him.
I don't celebrity don't like him.
But
I don't
see,
know
for
him as a
me,
person.
I feel like a real person don't like Nicolas Cage, which is so unfair because I've never met him.
Mine is Susan Sarandon.
Right.
I've never liked Susan Sarandon.
But I don't think there's anything.
I don't get her in Bull Durham. I don't get for a minute.
I know.
Why is she the?
But I gotta be honest with you. I feel like if I met Nicolas Cage in real life, there is nothing that guy could do that would be like make me.
I think he'd be so entertaining in real life.
I don't think I would like him.
I would love to.
I would be charmed by him.
No, I don't think you would like him at all.
No.
I would love to spend a night with him.
I'm so sorry. That's so offensive. There's nothing
some people just get.
And listen,
get
and I've
by
watched things with him in it, and I've enjoyed them. National Treasure, I enjoyed.
Yeah, National Treasure is really good.
Yeah, like he's okay. There was just one role that
Family
Sue
Man
got married.
He's really good at Family
When Peggy Sue got married, that is what nobody knows what that movie is. So don't worry about it. I don't even think it's Disney,
movie.
but it's horrendous. And no, there's just he had to do this thing in the movie where he was like. He breathed like that all the time. It was just part of his like that character, and that's why it brings this visceral reaction from him.
All right.
Oh.
He's not in Beauty and the Beast, so let's go back to Beauty and the Beast.
But anyway, so you're talking about the original LeFou and the original
Gaston and the original Belle, voiced by Pedro O'Hara.
I love Pedro O'Hara.
Maurice and the original, all of it. I love that movie.
Crazy old Maurice.
I love the music. Crazy old Maurice, eh? I love that movie. It's just the music is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
The pacing of it is
Ship is hysterical.
Great.
Mrs. Potts, Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, everything about it's classic.
It's so classic.
I mean, it was up for Best Picture, like the first ever animated feature up for Best Picture.
Well, what I think is,
I think Snow White would have won Best Picture in 1937.
I agree.
If they had allowed it into the Best Picture category.
I agree with that.
They had to make their own category and give Walt an what do you call it? An honorary Oscar that he was given by Shirley Temple for the movie because there wasn't a category for it. Yeah, it literally rewrote the rules of the Oscars. But anyway, Beauty and the Beast.
Well, what I
original.
think is so interesting about Gaston as a villain.
Why are you trying to hold my hand?
I don't know. I'm not actually trying to, you guys. I'm basically trying to stop him.
She's getting fancy.
I'm trying to stop him from talking for a second.
That's not nice.
He took it as a romantic gesture. But what I was going to say about Gaston, well, dish it out. You can't dish it out if you can't take it.
That's a good point.
So what I think was so interesting about Gaston as a villain, and you told me this, is he was the first ever handsome villain.
Yep. First one they've ever done.
They just decided, we're going to make this incredibly handsome guy, and he's going to be charming, but he's going to be a really bad villain. And he is. Yeah. He's a really, really...
Does he stab Beast in his stomach?
He does.
He pushes Belle on the ground?
He has no remorse whatsoever. He never has remorse.
No, he's a legit bad guy.
He pretends to have remorse, but he doesn't feel it.
He's a Two-Face.
But so it is interesting, and I never thought about that. How he's such a handsome. He is handsome.
He was apparently a really difficult villain to draw.
I'm sure
because they made him charming at the same time. He
is charming as heck. He is really charming.
Strapping boys like me.
But he's evil.
How was that?
I thought that was good. Yeah. I thought actually they did a very, very good job with live action Gaston.
I did too.
They did a great.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
He was really good.
Really charming,
very
really
complex.
handsome, but not a good dude.
Yes.
Anyway,
great.
Beauty and the Beast original animated movie.
Okay.
One of the top
so
20 things to watch on Disney Plus. Go.
Okay.
What do you got?
Is so exciting. My second to last one. This is, and I like I said, I only saved it because it's one of my favorite Disney Plus originals, and it's the
Mr.
show
Boogedy.
called. How did I not see it coming, you guys? At this point, I'm like, oh my gosh. I think he's done it with every pick at this point.
No, it's when you build it up that much. I have to take a shot. I'm sorry.
I'm just putting my hand.
You can't put your hand on my mouth now.
I didn't.
That would be a problem for both of us.
I would never. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to freak
That's
out.
actually one of my pet peeves. I would never do that. But anyway, so he would like bite me.
No, you know what? That's a thing. Like, if anybody ever did that to you in real life, oh my God.
I would bite their hand.
You would lose your mind.
I would.
You would. Anyway, go ahead.
Or
sorry.
Whatever. So
everybody thinks Amy's like this sweet, kind of meek person. No, she gets a little crazy.
When people see my side for the first time, they're like,
side?
"Whoa!"
I know. It's the angry mom side.
Very
it's
unexpected.
Scary. It's scary. You're like a bear, like a mama bear.
I am.
You'll rip a neck
People
out.
say that all the time, but I really embody it. I think. Truly.
You're like.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
Be aware that is Phil's phone. That is not my phone. I don't even have it down.
I have it on silent.
Okay.
I have it on silent.
It's not doing a good job being silent right now.
I guess someone of us said, "Hey Siri," and it picked up.
I did
don't
not.
know. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so my point is, so my pick.
You're supposed to be on silent.
My pick.
Darn phone.
Is the Disney Plus original series Encore.
Great show. That's a great show.
It is so
I did not think I was going to like that.
No, I was so surprised. You watched it first, actually. I think I fell asleep. We were planning on watching it, and I went to bed. And you said, "Do you care if I just try this?" And I said, "No." And you only watched a little bit of the first.
Yeah, the next day I was like, "Oh, I got to
said,
save this." Yeah,
I paused it because you're gonna love this, but that you love it as well. And the kids fell in love with it, and they could not wait for Fridays because of this and one other thing, which I hope you don't have on your list. But it was two things that came out on Fridays, and they'd be like, "Where's the new Encore?" And we've rewatched them. I don't feel like they're incredibly rewatchable for me, but the kids like to rewatch them.
Once the performance is over.
But anyway, so the point. I'm sorry. So Encore. That now that I've not described it at all, you guys are like, "What is the show?"
Tell me what it is.
It's a really fun concept for a show. So it's it's a high school. A group of high schoolers who are in theater who put out a show, and now it's different years later. So sometimes they're like, one of them was like 6 or 8 years later, not many. One was 10. Then there was like 15 years later, 20 years later, 25. A couple of them were. They find the same people, and the ones that were in the show, and they get them back together in their old high school. Most of them are still standing.
Yeah, some of them aren't. I think there's a couple that aren't.
But most of them were. And they get them back together to redo the show, and in most cases, replay the parts that they did before. Now, sometimes they didn't have a couple of the main stars that were able to come back, so people who had like smaller parts were able to audition for one of the main parts and do them.
That's cool.
Which they were all like, "This was my dream when I was younger." Like, very cool. And the coolest thing is that some of the episodes, many of them, they found the director who had done who had, been their theater teacher.
Right.
And they came back, and the people who were doing it had no idea that they were bringing them back, and everyone was crying, and it was so moving. And so what was so cool about the show, obviously it's so fun to watch them. They show you quite a bit of their performances. But what they really show is, these people in their lives and what's happened between the two, performances and what's happened in these 10 years, relationships with each other, relationships in their own lives. And it's really, really well done.
It's a good show.
It's really great.
You all set now?
I think I'm good. I think I've described it, and I'm good.
No, it is really a great show.
But watch
really
it. It's
yeah, you
great.
should watch it.
You don't have to be like a huge theater nerd.
No.
I don't know why I said theater nerd.
The theater snob.
Yeah, I didn't mean nerd at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't have to. I know a lot of.
But I don't think that's a negative thing.
No, it wasn't. Certainly wasn't meant
Theater
to
nerd.
be.
Yeah, you meant it like.
If there is such a
Disney
thing,
nerd.
I am
You
one.
meant it like, yeah,
yes.
like us.
But I love theater. And I know a ton of Broadway shows, and there were, I think, 2 that I am not even familiar with. And I still
Was one of them Mr. Boogedy?
Totally enjoyed. My God, I'm just rolling my eyes at this point. I still totally enjoyed the episodes that they were in. I did not know the music at all, but I still completely fell in love with the episode. It was great. I'm just ignoring it. There's nothing else. You guys, you can tell that if you encourage him, he just does it more.
I can't stop laughing.
It's like a kid. But go on, your pick.
Oh no, it's a good show. I'm sorry. Oh man.
Your pick, Boogedy.
Okay. Serious face. My next to last one. The original animated movie that we were just talking about, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, it has
You
to be on the
gotta
list.
watch it. And I'm also, by the way,
It's a great pick because people have not gotten the opportunity to see it in so long.
Listen, our kids.
Same with like Peter Pan, all of that. Just watch all the Vault movies too, because you haven't gotten.
Here again, you're just injecting 7 into this
But you
one.
haven't gotten to because they haven't been available.
But that is true. That was one of my favorite things about Disney Plus. That I was
Yes.
super excited that
Me too.
there will be no more Vault and it's open and you can get everything.
Yeah, they just opened the Vault. They just opened
It's
it.
that bad boy. We just opened up.
No, but I mean it's amazing because the
We had
Vault.
like Charlize Theron from The Italian Job. She figured it out.
How
and
long
just
has
popped
the
that
Vault
thing
been
open.
closed where it's just all of a sudden open now?
Since we were kids, I
Right,
think. Like,
sure.
They would do the guy,
So in your case, like 70 years.
yeah, that's right, 70 years. That's a funny joke. The the guy, remember the Disney announcer from, I don't know if he's still around, but he'd be like, for the first time in 30 years.
Yes.
Free from the Disney Vault. And now I
Yes.
can't do his voice.
They will just very slowly release.
Yeah, get it
for a
before
very
it's gone.
limited
And
time
then, yeah.
From the Vault.
Yes.
But now there's just no more Vault.
No,
It's
there's no
just
Vault.
open.
Is there a DVD Vault still?
Probably.
Like you can't get them all on DVD
Probably.
or Blu-ray? Do people still buy DVDs and Blu-rays?
I don't know.
We haven't bought one in forever.
Not a long
The only reason we buy them is for the
When we
car
drive to Disney.
for driving to Disney
That's
to
right.
Walt Disney World. Anyway,
That's right.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Back to Snow White. Like I said a few minutes ago, or based on Amy years, hours ago. I don't know what that even means. It doesn't make sense.
Now you're just getting insulting just to insult me. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean.
That didn't work. Sorry. This is a bad joke. This just didn't work at all. Anyway, I can't get my head together now. I can't get it out.
He distracted himself.
I
He does it
did.
all
I
the time.
completely messed myself up. So anyway, yeah, it's just a great movie. It's the original one. The reason I really put it on, and I was thinking about the awesome story when Walt Disney sent his animators out to dinner, right?
Oh, yes.
He had a whole group of animators that were working on, the Mickey Mouse cartoons and the Silly Symphonies and stuff like that. And he said, here's however much money. Go have some drinks, have dinner, come back here when you're done. So they did. They all went out, had a few drinks, had fun. Maybe it was the Tam O'Shanter. I don't know where they went. Came back to the studio, and Walt's there and says, I'm going to give this presentation. We're going to do the first ever feature-length animated movie, and it's going to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And here it is. And he proceeds to act out the entire movie.
Right.
With the voices.
Can you even imagine
with the characters.
being
He's
there?
the witch. He has the apple. He's Snow White. He's running in the forest. He did the whole movie in front of them, in front of his animators. And they said, the animators said, as they were walking out of there, they knew, they were like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be the best movie, the best thing Disney's ever done. And it was.
It really was.
And it's because Walt had such an idea of what things should be.
That's
He knew
true.
exactly from beginning to end. He saw the scenes in his head.
mind.
And he wasn't, listen, he wasn't a slave driver, but he wasn't somebody who would let his animators or people that work for him slack off. Like, you come in and you do your work, and if something wasn't right, he wouldn't say, I don't like that. He would say, what if we do this? Like, so Snow White was running through the forest and she had her hands up. He's like, what if we do it this way? And that's how he would tell them.
Right.
Listen, this isn't good enough. You got to change it.
Right.
Anyway, going back to it, it's just that always stuck with me when thinking about that movie.
But that has to be on this list.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it since you were a little kid, it's a little scarier than you remember.
It is definitely scary.
It is. There's some, like when I said running through the forest when it's dark and there's eyeballs everywhere.
They don't hold back.
No, and the evil queen as the old lady when she comes.
Terrifying.
Why would any young girl, I know Snow White's like 14, why would she take the apple and bite it?
She seems trustworthy somehow.
Yeah,
I don't think
she has one tooth. She's hunched over. She's a foot and a half tall.
She's just convinced. She was convincing.
The apple does look delicious.
It does. It looks.
It doesn't
really
have like the
red
green skull on it like it does when she makes it.
No.
Anyway, watch the movie. It's great.
Yes.
Your last one, Ames.
I'm so excited for my
Let's
last
do it.
one. It's another.
I don't have any. I'm looking for something fun. I couldn't find a fun.
It's my
button
last
for you.
Disney Plus original. It is the actual reason that the kids would be so excited every Friday. And it was, and I'm not good at doing the impression, and you are. So I'm going to say it, and then you're going to do the
Oh,
impression.
geez, that's so much pressure. Okay.
Forky asks the question.
I don't know.
But he goes like, Forky asks the question.
I don't
Which I'm
know.
also not good at.
Forky
so
ask
it's-
a question.
Oh, that was excellent.
I can do it when I don't think about it.
So good. So it's Forky asks the question. And actually, I'm going to go further to tell you exactly which one you need to watch.
I
which
love
you
Forky
know.
asks the question.
And you know which
I
one
do.
I'm recommending.
I actually do know, unlike Forky.
So well done. Shh.
Oh, wait.
That's what I
I've used a
gave that
lot
one
of
to you.
those this episode. So
I
sorry.
gave that one to you. But so Forky asks the question is based on the character Forky from Toy Story 4. And he is, it's not a toy, right? So
Trash.
what is it?
He's
So
trash.
He is a project that was made in the movie, and he has
From trash.
become a very okay. Well, that's fine.
Well, that's just a running joke of the movie.
It is. He is from trash. But anyway, so Bonnie is the new little girl in the movie, and she makes him, and so she just creates him from trash, and so he is a hysterical and very loved character because he doesn't know anything because he was just made from trash.
Yeah, he's an infant.
So he's like an infant.
He's
He
a
is to be
talking
taught.
infant.
So he has to be taught. So he has as do like a what would you say, like 3 and a 4-year-old?
I think 4 is perfect.
4-year-old.
The questions.
He's like a 4-year-old.
They said the 4-year-olds ask more questions
There's
than
a
any
number.
other age.
There's a number. It's
It's
like
insane. It's
like
in the hundreds.
360 questions
a day.
a day. Oh no, I think that's because we had 2 4-year-olds at the same
We
time.
doubled it?
I think I'm doubling it.
All right.
But whatever it was, we had 600 questions because then we also had our older daughter.
Our older girl. That older girl that hung around here.
She just came over. But so he is like a 4-year-old where he has a million questions. So this is a Disney Plus original short, and it's called Forky Asks 300 questions.
Yeah.
From one 4-year-old a day.
A day. So we had 600.
So we at least probably 8.
Yeah, because we had Alexa too.
800
We're getting
every
800
day.
questions a day.
Easily every day.
So go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, it made us way smarter.
Yeah. And
But
now we're
sometimes
just way dumber for it.
But sometimes I would sneak out my phone and look at the answer
Yeah.
and then pretend that I knew it. But anyway, so Forky asks a question. So it's a Disney Plus original short. And so it's just him asking a question and the different Disney the Toy Story characters answering them or not answering them.
But normally
As
he's
the
doing
case may
such
be.
a good job answering them. But Forky doesn't really care after he asks it
He gets
about what the
distracted
answer
because
is.
he's also like a 4-year-old. So I love the whole series, and there's a ton of them.
Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 of them, right?
At least,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. And so, but my absolute favorite one, I'm not going to say a word about it. Don't you either. It's called "What Is a Friend."
I'm not going to say
Don't
anything.
say anything.
I'm right here.
It is one of the funniest, nothing to do even with the series, beyond the series.
Yeah, it's just
one of the
a
funniest
standalone
things
hilarious.
that Disney has made, and I will stand by that.
Yeah,
statement.
it's so funny. It's so funny. I laughed until I had a headache.
Sorry, I'm laughing just picturing it.
Yeah, don't say it. You got to watch.
And we've watched it.
Right now, before you watch anything else on Disney Plus, go.
Just put it on. It takes 3
Go to
minutes
before
of
you
your
ask a
life.
question, what is a friend? It's hilarious.
It's like 3 minutes of your life, and it is
It's
so worth
so
it.
dumb, but
It's
it's so funny.
It is so well played. It's just well played.
Yes, it's
And
very
it's
good.
so hysterical. And we've watched it like 100 times and laughed just as hard
Yeah.
each time.
No, it's so good.
So that's my last pick of Disney Plus.
That's
and
a great
I think that's
last
a great
one.
one to end
I
on
ended
for
mine
me.
a little differently
Of course you did.
because this is one that I think we had on DVD for years. We watched it. I watched it as a child. I watched it as a kid 1,000 times. I've watched it as an adult 100 times. Probably 10 of them with the kids and the other 90 by myself. The original Muppet movie.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad
Is
that made the list.
One of my favorite things on Disney Plus.
That is a great pick.
So good. With it's the story of how the Muppets quote unquote met. With, if you remember, it's Fozzie Bear and Kermit. It's moving right along.
Yes.
But it starts.
First time you ever see Gonzo and Camilla.
Yeah, it's everybody meet
Sweetums is in it.
Miss Piggy at the fair when she's in the beauty pageant.
Yes.
And
And there's like a guest star appearance by Big Bird.
Big Bird's in it. Yeah, but that's at the moving right along part.
Oh my gosh.
Moving right along.
But oh my gosh.
And he's on the way
and talk about celebrities. Steve Martin is in it, which probably people don't remember.
Yeah, Steve Martin, Carol Kane.
Yes.
What's her name?
She's great in it.
Richard Pryor.
Yep.
Bob Hope. Who else? There's somebody there's people that I'm. Charlie McCarthy and what's the guy's name who does Charlie?
Oh,
McCarthy?
right. I don't know.
And what the heck is his name? I forget. And
He's the
ventriloquist. Yeah.
Hardly.
Charlie McCarthy's the dummy, right?
Right.
And the other guy's who I can't remember.
I don't know his name.
Is the guy who controls him.
Yes.
Then there's Steve Martin and Mel Brooks is the mad scientist, and it's just it's one of the greatest ensemble casts ever.
It really is.
It has all these little like.
Oh, and then you meet like
the
Doc
inside
Holliday.
jokes.
I mean, not Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday is from Tombstone and a real character.
Right.
This is I'm Doc Hopper.
Doc Hopper, but I was
Remember?
also thinking
So he
of
says it, frog legs.
yes,
Yeah.
but I was thinking of Janice and
Yeah, the Dr. Teeth and the
Dr. Teeth. Gosh, why couldn't
the Electric Mayhem Band.
Yes,
and Animal.
They're
and,
all right. Animal. Oh my gosh.
one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. Oh God, I gotta watch this again soon. Is when Miss Piggy leaves dinner and leaves Kermit there.
Yes.
And he's there. He's waiting for her to come back.
It's Ralph.
Yeah, and he
that's one of the best parts.
And they sing the song.
Can't live with
Yeah,
him.
you can't live without him. There's something irresistible-ish about him. And he goes, she made a monkey out of old King Kong. I hope that something better comes along.
That was pretty good. You kept it up.
I know. Who thought that was going to happen?
No one.
I'm all about impressions on this episode. But I love that movie. It's so good. It's just, man, it takes me back to my childhood, and I love watching it with the kids. They crack up, and that movie's like 40 years old.
It is, and they really do.
They laugh
watched it a
hysterically.
ton.
Yeah, like the myth. Yes.
Every time.
They love the movie. It's so funny.
Can I piggyback though and just say, if you're going to watch that, can you also watch, which we need to do, Muppets Take Manhattan?
I don't think it's on there.
What? Oh, that's why we haven't watched it.
I don't think it's. I know you almost did it.
Yep.
You almost ruined your own. You almost spoiled your own thing. If anybody, if you listen to what we're talking about, you know what Amy just almost did.
I almost did an impression.
But it was really close. But no, I don't think Muppets Take Manhattan's on there for some reason.
Well, then never mind.
Maybe it is.
If you can somehow get your hands on it, that is so wonderful.
Muppets Take Manhattan is excellent.
And Muppets Take Manhattan
Hi,
actually...
I'm Phil.
Yes! I
Jill.
missed that. I love that movie. But it actually, Muppets Take Manhattan introduces Muppet Babies.
Yes.
That is where the concept first came. And now Muppet Babies is a Disney Junior show, and that's another great one.
Oh, my God. You are just sticking...
Sorry.
Your bag is so full, and you just keep shoving stuff in there.
Because, honestly, there's so much content on Disney Plus. And it's insane because, as I said, they keep
like I said, we could have did our top 200, and we could just keep going all day.
And they just keep adding, though. That's the craziest thing.
They do. So, if you have one more, off the top of your head, one more honorable mention to throw in that wasn't on your list. Top of your head, what do you got?
All right, well, you do yours.
Okay. Honorable mention off the top of my head is going to be It's gonna be me.
He's just
I'm thinking.
trying to get them. I got one.
Okay, yeah.
Mine is.
I thought I was gonna have a second to think.
That's fine. Mine is The Little Mermaid.
That's a great one.
It almost made my list. I have like really wonderful memories of having like a special time with just me and my sister, who's now come up twice on this podcast.
Yeah. Is the only time she's ever come up on a podcast?
Took
Anyone
me,
know you had a sister before?
I don't know. I have one. She's great. Hi.
She's not listening.
Just in case. But so she took me. It was her 16th birthday. No, it was my 13th birthday. Yes. And my parents were like, out getting me a present or something awesome. And she was like, we have some time. And she could drive. That's what it was. She had just recently gotten her license. And she said, do you want to go to the movies with me? And I was like, yes, I want to do anything that you want to do.
Yeah,
because she was the older sister, so she was cool.
And
I'm like, I'll do anything. And she's like, I don't know. It's called The Little Mermaid. It's like a Disney movie. Because don't forget, that was the first resurgence of Disney movies.
Revival of Disney animation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do anything.
Yeah, in between there were movies like Black Cauldron. There was like The Great Mouse Detective.
Right.
Rescuers Down Under.
Oh, right,
like
right.
Stuff that didn't do super well.
No.
Sword in the Stone.
When Little Mermaid came, that was when it all started again.
Yeah. Yeah. It started the second golden era of Disney animation. And then now
but anyway, so we went to the movie theater and it was obviously, I mean, we could not believe.
Did you buy the soundtrack right after?
Of course we did. We were
right to the local The Wall.
We're into singing. So yes, I'm sure we went on
Sam
the way
Goody.
home because we were just like singing those songs.
Remember The Wall? You would take the sticker off and put it on the case. And then if anything ever happened to the tape or the CD, you could bring it back in a roll and replace it.
Yes.
Yeah. What's so funny, that's how I was.
That's my honorable mention for sure.
So that's how I was with Frozen with the kids.
Yes.
When I took Alexa to see Frozen.
Is that your honorable mention?
No.
Oh.
But when I took Alexa to see Frozen, I downloaded the soundtrack in the car.
You did.
On the way, because that's, of course, we had iPhones then. It wasn't that long ago.
Right.
So I just downloaded the music in the car. We listened to it on the way home.
Right.
For like a 10-minute drive home from the movie, we listened to like 4 songs. No, that's not my honorable mention at all. My honorable mention is Mr. Buckety.
He was so excited. His little eyes lit up.
I couldn't get it out.
How I didn't see that coming, I
You didn't
no
either.
idea.
You got so mad. Your face, you rolled your eyes when I said
did. I felt my whole face roll, if that's a possible thing.
I saw it. No, my actual honorable mention, I can't even think of one. So I'm going to go with, I love the old, so like, I'm going to go 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I love that movie.
Good.
I love the old stuff. Like I said, like that one, like Absent Minded Professor, The Shaggy DA, The Love Bug. I mentioned
and it's all on there.
Swiss Family Robinson earlier.
It's remarkable. All of that is on there.
And they're just classic and such good movies.
They're just like hanging
Darby
out waiting
O'Gill
for
and
you
the
to
Little
watch
People.
them. It's incredible.
The Happiest Millionaire. Just go on and watch all. Listen, again, we could be here for 2 hours, so let's not do that. Amy Elizabeth Levitt Gramling, you are the best. Thank you again for being on the show.
You're welcome. And may I just close the show out with Mr. Boogity.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ear to There Disney Podcast. Thank you once again to my wife, Ames, for being on the show. Again, I say it every week. It's so much fun doing shows with her. And that this one was not an exception to that rule. This one was a blast. So thanks, Ames. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. You're awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. I say it every single week. These are so much fun to do. And it's awesome that you're listening and you're enjoying. So thank you so much for clicking play again and for being here. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just like the airlines, I know you have a lot of choices when listening to podcasts. So thank you so much for choosing this one. Just remember, there will be a new episode of the Ear to There Disney Podcast next week, as well as a new episode of the Walt Disney World Word of the Week. So until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Ear to there.